It's the 2K Sports pregame show, presented by Kia.
With Kenny the Jet Smith and the Big Aristotle, Dr. Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. And our coverage tonight will be coming to you from Detroit, where the Pistons will be going up against the Memphis Grizzlies. And for Memphis, they're the better team overall, but on hostile ground, this game could be close. We'll see if they can seize the opportunity and steal one on the road. And we'll be watching Andre Drummond tonight. Guys, we've seen him grow from a raw prospect into a powerhouse on the stat sheet. How good can he get?
I don't like talking about myself, but he reminds me of the younger me with all these 20.
What do you mean you don't like talking about yourself?
Anyway, I don't like talking about myself, but he reminds me of a younger me with all these 20 and 20 games.
Okay.
But the difference is he doesn't really need the ball to get good looks, and he cleans up the misses for others. He's a rebounding machine. I never really did that.
But he has the physicality, Shaq, and the size to become a dominant player. I don't know if he's on your level yet, but if he sharpens his skills a little bit more, you know, he's got about 4-year window to do it. He can possibly have some SLNs. You know what that is, right?
Shaq like numbers, baby.
Right. Does he, you know he has a nickname?
What?
Superman is in the building.
No, it's not Superman. Oh. The Big Penguin. The Big Penguin. Andre Drummond. The Big Penguin.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
Me either, but that's his nickname.
Ernie,
don't give me that blank stare.
Can you hear that sound, Ernie?
No, there is no sound. You don't like the Big Penguin?
No.
Wow, but you do like Andre Drummond.
How about Mr. Drummond? Different strokes.
How about Kevin Harlan? Take it away.
It's a road game for the Grizzlies, and they're facing an interconference matchup in today's game. Kevin Harlan here along with analysts Greg Anthony and Steve Smith, and we'll be hearing from D.A. along the sideline all game long. Coming in off the road, the Pistons are back in Detroit for this game. And, of course, Marcus Morris. He's a guy that will be sorely missed.
Yeah, no question that it's a risky deal to make because it's the kind of move that can turn a team's fan base against the front office. But trading one of the most popular players on the team is always risky no matter what you get in return.
And it's the Pistons to start out. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So the Grizzlies 5 right now. Chandler Parsons out there with Green. And it's Marc Gasol. Then it's Ben McLemore. And it's Baldwin in at the point guard position. Parsons against Harris. Here's Jackson. Both these teams, Steve, like to work on offense from the inside out, and some players who are very comfortable posting up in this one.
When you have a guy that can post up, Kevin, on either side, what happens is that you collapse the defense and you get easy shots, or you draw a lot of fouls, and that's how you can control the pace of the game.
So the Memphis Grizzlies able to put the first points up on the board. Harris setting the pick for Jackson. Here's Drummond. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
They just talked that one up to a little miscommunication. I'm sure they'll get on the same page.
Here's Baldwin. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Boston.
He did a great job distributing the ball to his guys, too. He got everyone involved.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And Detroit gets called for the foul. And one thing the Pistons have been doing in recent times is honoring the members of the 2004 championship team. Retired several numbers, and rightly so. You know, Gray, that team was special.
And that 2004 had a great cast of characters, many of whom found a rebirth with the Pistons. That team helped continue the us against the world feeling that the franchise had in the Bad Boys era. Hard to express just how much that team meant to the city of Detroit.
One is no good. The Pistons have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Harris kicks to Jackson. Pass to Bradley. To the paint. He's looking for Drummond and finds him. The second effort. And Gasol sends it back.
Love how Gasol patrols the court, always on the lookout to reject a shot.
And Parsons gets it to go. And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. Now let's find out what head coach Stan Van Gundy had to say to David Aldridge. David.
Well, Kevin, he expects their interior defense to be airtight. He said rim protection is something we really do well. Our ability to contest shots allows us to become more aggressive on the perimeter. Makes it a win-win. We'll see if all of that holds up for them tonight. Back to you.
Okay, Dave, thanks. And the defensive approach, guys, how do you think that'll play out here?
You know, sounds like they'd like to keep this a low-scoring affair. This could be one of those grind-it-out kind of games.
They like to control the pace, and defensively they can do that. They take away a lot of options. They just muck it up.
4 on the clock. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. Bucket is good. McLemore's got his second bucket tonight.
Well, you leave a guy that open with Parsons on the floor, and you know he's going to find him.
Jackson kicks to Tolliver. Soft touch off the glass.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Here's Baldwin. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Some nice passing there by Memphis. Here's Gasol. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Lights out here, right out of the gate. Perfect 4-4 from the floor.
Well, you ask his teammates, Marc Gasol is really the catalyst for the Memphis Grizzlies. He's a defensive anchor and also the focal point on the offensive end.
That free throw good from Gasol. And no doubt Gasol the engine of this team, Steve, but he maintains a very humble demeanor, don't you think?
A star, but also you can label him as a great teammate. He stands up for his guys, he bonds with them, puts the team first. That's what you want from your best player.
Tolliver, no luck. And the Grizzlies leading by 3. McLemore, the pass to Green. Inside, and stolen by Drummond. And Gasol with the dunk.
And it does not take much for Gasol to throw it down. Just feed the big man inside, and he's good to go.
That's good from Harris on the assist from Jackson. Jackson's got 3 assists now in this one. Grizzlies have gotten all 5 of their shots to go down in the first quarter. Terrific start. Good-looking screen by Gasol. And McLemore kicks to Gasol. To the middle. Here's Green. Rebounded by the Pistons. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
And they ran their offense nearly to perfection in that one. Very few possessions were wasted.
That's what you hope to see every game. When it all comes together like that, it's really fun to watch.
Here's Baldwin. Following the score by Avery Bradley. Baldwin the pass to Gasol. And the wing jumper offline.
Really bad mental lapse by the defense, yet he did not make them pay, surprisingly.
Drummond and Gasol sends it back. And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession. Harris against Parsons. Harris kicks to Drummond. Gasol with the steal. At the elbow, Green drops in the layup for two.
You know, Jermichael Green is extremely gifted down low. A solid post threat who can get the job done down there.
Now here's Jackson. Defense is right there, and that one's good. Drummond. Here's Baldwin. Pass to McLemore. Kicks to Green. Parsons on the wing. Shot clock at 6. Rebounded by the Pistons. And this is the first season matchup for them against the Grizzlies.
And they put up a goose egg last year when they played this team twice. Well, I tell you what, it didn't take long for everyone to recognize that Andre Drummond was going to be a dominant rebounder in this league. He just inhales everything within his reach out on the floor. And then he's got that great blend of length and strength to get after every miss. Incredible feet and hands to go along with that. And this is a guy that just has superstar written all over him.
And he ends up missing both free throws. And it's hard to stop talking about Drummond. The rebounding, of course, helps him get the easy points when it comes on the offensive end of the court. Greg, a terrific offensive rebound.
It's almost like a feedback loop with him. I mean, you get an offensive board, he gets an easy score. He starts getting on a roll, and then the next thing you know, he's blowing up for a 20-20 game.
Again, the miss by the Pistons.
And if the shot's not there, you've got to understand that. Move the basketball.
Those types of shots are low quality. You're not going to win too many friends on that one.
Now here's Gasol. He picked up 24 points in their last one against Boston.
Yeah, but I thought the shot blocking was the real story. I mean, he was just everywhere. It got hard to keep track of all his rejections.
Harris misses.
When you're that wide open from a very makeable distance, you have to come away with points.
Here's Green, and Green slams it in.
But what about the athletic ability of Green? A real powerhouse who just knows how to bring the hammer down.
And now the first timeout called here for Detroit. And back in 2013, Marc Gasol winning Defensive Player of the Year. Steve, one of the more controversial award winners, but he is a very valuable defender, as we all know.
Yeah, the reason why you look for guys to win this award, that they get a lot of steals, they block shots, they're very athletic. Well, Marc Gasol is just a smart defender. Not going to block a lot of shots, but he's going to be in the right place at the right time, and he's an outstanding communicator on that back line for the Grizzlies.
Pistons trail by 5. Here's the screen. Dishes it to Drummond. Rejected by Gasol. And he gets it back. And it goes down 2 points. Drummond's got 6.
Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback.
Here's Baldwin. He dishes it to Green. At the elbow, it's Gasol. In the corner, it's McLemore. Just 4 to shoot. Shoots from the line. That shot off the mark. Bradley with some nice D. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
On the wing, Harris trying his luck deep. They grab their own miss. Here's Drummond, and Drummond throws it down.
And the defense out of position on that possession, which allowed for him to get that offensive board.
Well said. Yes, he did. You're right, Greg. That's a tremendous jam on the putback.
You know what? When you don't box him out, he will burn you for it. He threw that putback down with the authority.
Now, here's Bradley after the Marc Gasol miss. Rejected by Gasol. And here we go. Fast break. McLemore's got it. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. It's going to be on Avery Bradley.
2.
Memphis shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
Two shots.
And he can't get the first one. So often there are always interesting stories for every NBA player, Smitty, as to how they got involved in the sport. How did you begin playing basketball?
You know, my dad built a basketball court in the backyard, and that's the way I first started playing. But
How old were you?
I was probably about 7 or 8. But then there was this guy that went to my high school that everybody talked about. I got a chance to be around him. Spencer Haywood.
Oh, you're
really
kidding.
influenced me. One of the greats in the city of Detroit and one of the greats to ever play.
No kidding. And how did he influence you? As a young kid, he got a hold of you?
He did, because you got a chance to talk to a pro. And then I think the guys that I didn't get a chance to touch early, but they were from my area, was George Gervin and Magic Johnson. You know, Kevin, they used to call me Irvin Gervin.
I like that. No better nickname, huh?
Not at all.
That's
You
the
can
best.
pass it and can shoot it.
Oh, that's terrific. The Grizzlies shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
And in terms of team numbers, the free throw percentage is right at 74.
The first one falls. And he makes the first, but misses the second. And you look at the Grizzlies organization, a change in ownership back in 2012, a shakeup in the front office in 2014. Steve, there's been more continuity on the court than off the floor.
Yeah, the head coaching position changed as well. Despite the great job done, hopefully they can sustain that foundation.
Here's Harrison following the basket by Stanley Johnson. The shot by Harrison, no good.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Here's Bullock, the feed to Smith. Marjanovic with a screen for Smith. Clock at 6. Offensive rebound. No good that time. Grizzlies have gone 8 of 14 from the field in the first quarter. Davis sets a screen. Right outside. There's the pick. Here's Baldwin. Hits the three-point bomb. Baldwin's got 5 points so far.
Not the best pick I've ever seen, but it was just enough to get the job done.
Here's Smith, and Davis sends it back. And for the ball out of bounds, Davis touched it last. Grizzlies making a switch here. Daniels has checked in. Johnson outside. Passes it to Bullock. There's the 3. It's rebounded by Memphis. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
And how about the game plan that was constructed for that one? I mean, it was apparent how powerless the D was to stop it.
Really, a combination of smart coaching and even better execution. When you have that, the game comes easily to you.
So it's the Pistons now, following the score by Memphis. Smith on the wing, defended by Chalmers. Just 5 to shoot. Marjanovic, no good. And the Grizzlies leading by 6. Daniels dishes to Wright and finished off by Wright.
And you can sense the momentum really starting to swing their way.
They're beginning to put it all together, in my opinion, and take control of this game.
Now here is Smith looking for his first basket still in this one.
The length of Wright is tough to deal with. If he's nearby when a shot is going up, he can send it back in a hurry.
And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession. A chance here to assess what parts of the floor the attempts have been coming from as we look at the shot chart for Memphis.
And really, there's just such a lack of scoring for them from out at the top of the arc in terms of three-point range. And in today's game, you have to get scoring from the three-point range. And that area out above the free throw line extended is a real weak spot for them so far.
And out of bounds as the Grizzlies gain possession. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east already. We are in December. You take a look at the Bucks. They're looking extremely sharp right now, poised in the top spot and playing very well. And checking out Detroit, 9.5 games behind.
And I think for the Pistons, they weren't part of the discussion of teams on the rise as we came into the year. And now, quite frankly, we know why. If anything, they've taken a step back.
They really have. And maybe it's not the time to close the book on their season just yet, but that time isn't far off.
Pistons trail by 8. Smith with it. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Johnson in the corner. Back to Smith. And there's the pass to Bullock. The Pistons working the ball around now. Shot clock at 3. On deep. Smith with the basket on the assist by Johnson. Smith's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. And the Grizzlies leading by 5. Chalmers passes to Harrison. On the wing, Daniels. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game.
Yeah, the defender in position there and with a height advantage. The fade away was really his only choice, but still a tough shot.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Here's Marjanovic. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
The Pistons have missed both free throws they've attempted tonight. Free throw drops from Marjanovic. That one misses. Davis in the corner. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Davis has got his first points of the game.
Gorgeous reverse. Terrific body control in traffic.
And so the first quarter is in the books. Grizzlies lead by 6 and will return shortly. Welcome back, everyone. We're ready to get going again as this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports continues. Players are topped off with Gatorade, hydrated, and ready to get going again as well. And taking a look at the Grizzlies' performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
This is almost like a volleyball game when you watch just how many shots they blocked or altered.
Their defense has been a huge factor today. They are just batting away everything in their sights.
Memphis leading by 6. So on the floor for Memphis. Davis is out there with Marc Gasol. Then there's Chalmers, and it's Daniels in at the 2. Now here's Chalmers. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And Gasol slams it in.
It's not easy to box out Gasol. He's very good at using his length to track down second chance opportunities.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, as you know, things could have turned out a lot differently for Stan Van Gundy. He was the favorite for the coaching vacancy in Golden State in 2014, but in the end, the Pistons owner gave him the chance to coach and run the front office, and that led him to Detroit. The Warriors went on to win the title that season, but Van Gundy insists, if I had to do it over again, this is exactly where I'd want to be. Kevin, he can build this team exactly as he wants.
Thanks, D.A., and after some tough exits in Miami and Orlando, this time he holds the cards. He's off on the first.
And you look back on the Pistons, and whenever that group has had success as a franchise, it's always driven by a team-oriented concept. I mean, yeah, they've had stars, Isaiah Thomas, Chauncey Billups, but at the heart of all their title runs was a group of 5 guys that just played for each other.
And he sinks the second. And thinking about the Pistons and their history of winning with pure team basketball, Greg, you can see that this is what this group is always striving for.
And Kevin, this group right now reminds you a little bit of those Pistons teams of the past. I mean, they're founded on defense. They got that tough mentality in the paint. You've got to be excited about this roster they've assembled here in Detroit.
A lot of basketball comes down to recognizing mismatches and taking advantage of them like he did.
Parsons outside. There's the pick. He kicks to Davis. Over in the corner, Chalmers. Baseline J on the way. That misses off the backboard. Pistons trail by 7. Feeds to Bullock. The dive for the ball. And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession.
And a moment now to check out the numbers for Chandler Parsons. Averaging about 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. He has been terrific throughout, putting up some huge numbers offensively.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Bradley comes in for Reggie Bullock, and Reggie Jackson subbed in for Smith. JaMychal Green, he's checked in for Memphis. Just about a minute and a half has gone by here in the second. They get it back. Drummond lays it up and banks it in. Drummond's got 12.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
And Chalmers kicks to Daniels. He feeds it to Gasol. And the wide open shot from Chalmers. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Chalmers has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Drummond with a screen on Chalmers. Jackson kicks to Bradley. And they will call over the back on the play.
Yeah, no doubt about that one with the over-the-back call.
Detroit making a switch here. Tolliver's checked in. The dish to Harris. The pick gave him all the room he needed, and he knocks down the J. Harris has got his 3rd bucket of the night. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. And Chalmers kicks to Gasol. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's his first foul. McLemore's checked in for Memphis. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Here's Parsons, and there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And Detroit gets called for the foul.
Parsons can be very tricky when he goes at a defender, knows how to draw fouls.
And Chandler Parsons returning from that hybrid microfracture knee surgery
to start last season. That doesn't sound very good, does it, partner? But they said the injury was in the best possible spot. And, you know, while he was on a minutes limitation for a while, he bounced back nicely and it only got stronger as the season wore on. It's really good to see this young man flourishing out on the floor because he is going to be very valuable to the success for this team.
Both free throws good from Parsons. And Parsons, a player who had logged heavy minutes with his time with the Houston Rockets last season, for the first time playing under a minutes restriction.
Yeah, and that was in the past, but he's proven his value. He's a guy you want to keep healthy and on the floor.
Now, here's Chalmers. After the miss from Andre Drummond, Gasol kicks to Green, and Green slams it in.
And whenever there's a man open, Gasol will find him. An all-around team player.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
Started.
Well, for so long, you always heard the old saying, you live by the three, you die by the three. A team shooting more three-point shots now, Smitty, than ever. Is it time to retire that cliche and say, you know, well, it's part of the game. That's a standard in the game.
You know, Kevin, no. I think the Warriors just have an asterisk. That's it, because they won the championship.
So good.
They won the championship, and if they keep winning, you'll keep saying Warriors. But if you don't win the championship, yes, you keep shooting the three ball, but you might want to find a way to hit some twos because everybody can't shoot it like the Warriors.
And Mario Chalmers gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Stolen by Chalmers.
That's going to drive your coach crazy. Protect the basketball. He lost focus for 1 second. There goes the possession.
Agile play to get his hand in there and get the steal. Intelligent play to immediately start the break.
Here's Jackson following the score by Memphis. And with that shot, the Grizzly lead is cut down to just 10 points on the bucket from Andre Drummond. The Grizzlies have gone 4 of 6 from the field here in the second. Pass to McLemore. Kicks it to Green. Launches a three. McLemore, no good. And, well, Detroit shooting just 39% from the field, struggling to find that net. To the inside. It's tipped. It's stolen by Green. Parsons on the wing. The 11-footer. And here's the shot chart as we see how things are going.
And every time he's pulled up from deep and let it fly, it's found a way to catch iron. Not sure if it is something with his release or the defense is bothering him on his threes, but I would expect him to attack the rim a bit just to kind of mix things up.
Shooting two.
The free throw drops for Parsons. Not one of the biggest free agency moves of the past offseason, but had high impact with Chandler Parsons coming over to the Grizzlies. And, you know, Gia, you look at his skill set, and he fits right in with what Memphis is trying to do.
Yeah, and I think overall Memphis had a great offseason, you know, in acquiring Parsons and in retaining Conley. Memphis hadn't had a lot of luck luring big free agents in the past, and Parsons is perhaps one of their biggest gets as a franchise. And for Parsons, he gets a good deal for himself and continues to play for a team that has always been competitive.
Second foul of the first half. They have a decision to make now. Leave him in or have him take a seat.
Here is Tolliver, guarded by Green. Harris outside. Here's Drummond. Gasol knocks it away. McLemore dishes to Green. It's stolen by Bradley. In the corner, it's Harris. Wide open look. Detroit, no good that time either. And the Grizzlies leading by 12. Now here's McLemore outside. And JaMychal Green picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
And just a terrific shot there in the face of some really tight defense. 3 hard-earned points on that possession.
The Pistons have gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all told. To the middle, here's Drummond. Green with the block.
One of Jermichael's strengths is his shot blocking. Whether he's down low or on the perimeter, he gets up quickly.
The Grizzlies have gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter. Over 60% shooting. Baldwin the pass to Gasol. Some nice passing there by Memphis. McLemore. It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got 7 rebounds in the game. Here's Bradley, and he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
That pass was a work of art right there.
Here's Baldwin. He has 5. And McLemore kicks to Green. Parsons for 3. It's hauled in by Tolliver.
Aggressive closeout on a great jump shooter. That's how you defend against the 3.
And another shot. And the shot is good. The Grizzly lead has been cut down now to just 11 on the basket from Drummond.
I like that he's attacking this quarter and choosing his shots wisely.
Here's Baldwin. Green, the screen. Here's McLemore. Count that as his 4th basket of the night. Just 7 shots to get there.
Taking good shots overall, hitting a high percentage of them. That's what has this team rolling.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
The Memphis Grizzlies, as we know, the Grizzlies have been grit and grind, slowing the basketball up, pounding it inside. But you have to ask the question, are they behind the curve the way the league is playing right now?
And the Grizzlies' high water mark was in 2013 when they won 56 games in the regular season. And then Steve made it to the Western Conference Finals.
Yes, this team has age and they've had some injuries, but I still think it's time to create more roster versatility. They need to adapt to different styles and make sure the matchups work to their advantage.
Pass to Drummond. Back to Jackson. Dishes it to Drummond. Marc Gasol picks up the foul.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Right, he's checked in for Marc Gasol. So it's Detroit now, trailing by 13. Here's Drummond, and it's Wright sending it back. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wright. Parsons against Harris. Tries to keep it alive. And it's out of bounds. The Pistons able to retain possession here.
You know what? A low percentage pass on that one, but sometimes it's worth the risk.
Yeah, questionable, but it almost got through. It's probably a quick bucket if it did.
Here is Tolliver. An 11-point game for him in the win against the Bulls in Chicago.
He really made a concerted effort to help in the rebounding department. He made his presence felt on the boards.
Memphis leading by 13. Green, the screen. In the corner, it's McLemore. From outside, off the mark.
Well, in the rebounding game, at least, it's been a strong physical performance for him.
Takes a big height bounce and goes in. 6 points for Avery Bradley.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Some players have a hard time when they're giving up so many inches, but he doesn't.
Now here's Wright. He's coming off a 10-point game against Boston. And it's Green, missing.
That was a huge face-off at the rim. 2 great competitors. Defense took it.
Excellent work there in transition.
He doesn't give the defense any time to set up. He just goes extremely hard to the bucket.
Here's Baldwin. 5 points in the game. He dishes it to Parsons. The feed now to Wright. Kicks it out to Parsons. 5 on the clock, and it goes out of bounds. That one's off Bradley. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. To take a look at the Warriors. And not a surprise, really, to see them sitting there in that #1 spot in the conference. The excellent brand of basketball they've been putting on display lately has been terrific. And, of course, there's the Grizzlies. Right now, quite a ways down below.
And when you look at Memphis, they've just lacked that one extra piece that could put them over the top this season. They haven't been able to kind of set themselves apart.
What they've done, they've kept themselves in the playoff picture, though. They haven't been spectacular, but they're still in the race. And we all know anything can happen in the postseason. Brandon Wright, a Tennessee native, throughout his career, he's had some knee injuries, but he's one of those guys that at times can wow you with his athleticism, very good of offensive rebounding, and has a good knack of being able to find the basketball.
He misses the free throw. And Brandon Wright, an outstanding finisher around the basket. Terrific in the screen rolls.
Long arms and a soft touch. One of those guys, as you see him, he grabs everything, he catches everything, and he finishes well over the top.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Marjanovic checked in for Andre Drummond. Johnson comes in for Harris. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Avery Bradley. And it's Ish Smith in for Reggie Jackson. And he's good on the second. There are a lot of great coaches known for their defensive prowess. And Steve, do you have your pick for the best defensive coaches in the NBA right now?
Greg Popovich does a nice job. Rick Carlisle comes to mind. These guys just does a nice job of being able to change their defensive philosophy throughout the course of the game. Doc Rivers also come to mind, being able to play with what he has, and he can change up on the fly.
The Pistons shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. That free throw good from Tolliver. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. Memphis leading by 9. Right inside. Working on Tolliver and finished off by Wright.
That is what Wright is out there to do. An athletic player who always on the lookout to throw it down.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, smartphones and other technology are ubiquitous nowadays. Clippers head coach Doc Rivers says teams do pay a price. Social media and texting has absolutely hurt chemistry, he said. He recalled his championship season with the Celtics. One of the best things that happened to them was during the preseason in Italy, the players couldn't get a wireless signal, and they had to actually talk with one another. Kevin?
Yeah, that connection between players can make a difference. Thanks, David. Now, here is Smith. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Took him no time at all on that one. Bullock's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Now, here's McLemore. He's got 9. And Wright throws it down.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the 2-hand slam. Pistons trail by 8. Smith up top. There's a good screen. Down low, Tolliver. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Smith's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Memphis has gone 3 of 7 tonight from 3-point territory. Davis sets a screen. McLemore dishes to Wright. Here's Baldwin. 5 points in the game. Lets it fly from 18. McLemore, no good.
It has not been an easy quarter for him offensively, but I like that he's staying aggressive.
Smith the pass to Bullock. Back to Smith. Passes it to Marjanovic. And it's Wright sending it back. And here we go. Fast break. McLemore's got it. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Well, some great passers have come into the league this season. Let's see which rookies are tops in assists. You look at Harrison, currently 5th in the league in assists. Such court vision.
A number of gifted passers entering the NBA this season, and he's right up there among the very best. I like what I've seen from him as a distributor.
And he knocks down the first one.
And he needs to get back to what he was doing in that first quarter when he was in attack mode, drawing fouls and getting to the line.
The Pistons making a change here. Lewis checked in, and Memphis also making a switch. Daniels is checked in. Both shots good from the stripe. 1:36 left to play here in the half. And here's Smith. To the inside. Here's Marjanovic. Smith kicks to Marjanovic. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got 5 assists in the game. Memphis leading by 6. Baldwin the pass to Daniels. Fires from 14. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. You take a second here to take a look at the shot chart.
Well, that is what it looks like when you are in the zone. He's been very efficient with his scoring and is leading the way for his team on offense. With every make, you can see the confidence growing. And I don't think he'll slow down anytime soon.
Detroit's gotten into trouble with the 3 ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. Smith dishes to Bullock. First trip to the line for him here.
And over the course of last year, he was up over 90%. And with a stroke like that, you see why.
And that one misses.
David Fizdale gets a chance to get the Memphis job. He's been Spoelstra's lead assistant for a while. His name has been floating around in the coaching ranks for a long time. Happy to see him get that job.
And Memphis making a change here. Chalmers is checked in. And he's good on the second. .51 seconds left in the first half of the game. On the wing, Daniels. And there's the pass to Davis. And finished off by Davis.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff. There's 39 seconds left here in the second. And with Fizdale, a bright young coach, is getting a coach who has been a part of multiple championships in Miami. That is why the Grizzlies went out and sought his leadership.
Well, a lot of former players vouch for David Fizdale. He is a coach that relates very well with players, and he developed players. I think he's going to be a fantastic fit for the Grizzlies.
The free throw drops for Smith. Both free throws good from Smith. And the Grizzlies with quality play, Steve, over the years in their front court and at the point guard position. They've struggled to find the long-term starters, however, on the wing.
Especially on the offensive end. It's been a rotating cast. Tayshaun Prince, Jeff Green, Courtney Lee, Vince Carter, Matt Barnes, Lance Stevenson, and the list goes on and on. They need guys that can score from the wing position. He's in attack mode, drawing contact now, getting to the line, something he didn't do at all in the first quarter.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. To the middle, here's Johnson. Marjanovic kicks to Bullock. Smith the pass to Marjanovic. Feeds to Lure. Smith outside. Back to Lure. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. The Pistons have been shooting 50% at the line, 5 of 10. Free throw good, Lure. And Lure drops them both. 5 seconds left to play in the first half. That'll do it for the first half. Grizzlies out in front. They lead by 6. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime show on 2K Sports. It's Memphis out in front at the half. They have a 6-point lead. And let's go to Kenny. What'd you think of their first half?
Well, I thought that turning point was when the bench came in. Those guys really hustled, and they gave the team some energy, and then they started to score baskets. That was a bonus.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Detroit?
Well, you want to try to hold your opponent under 50% shooting. That has not happened. Defensively, they're allowing way too many good looks. They need to do a better job of shutting down the lane, as well as closing out on shooters.
That concludes our halftime presentation. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the second half.
Welcome back, everyone. The lights of Motown reflecting brightly off the Detroit River. And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. Andre Drummond has been sensational.
He's just been terrific. This is what they needed from him.
He's played like a man possessed right now, and his team is thriving as a result.
And so here's Memphis. Following this one, they get to host the Rockets. That game is the first and last of their homestand. They've got Jackson. Anthony Tolliver out there with John Lewis. Then there's Harris. And it's Bradley in at the 2 guard. That's the group for Detroit right now.
Really surprising to see the huge edge they have in rebounds, given what the scoreboard says.
And let's see the stat sheet here on Marc Gasol. He's been dominant over the last month. 5th in scoring, 6th in blocks, and he's among the top 15 in rebounding. Just a powerful presence in the paint.
Drummond's checked in for Lure. Here is Tolliver. Harris kicks to Jackson. Misses the 3. And the Grizzlies leading by 6. Here's Baldwin. He kicks it to McLemore. Memphis moving it around. And there's Gasol. That's good on the assist from Parsons. 11 points for Marc Gasol.
Gasol handles himself despite contact, just using his gigantic size to his advantage.
Here is Tolliver, guarded by Green. Here's Harris. That one doesn't go. Now Memphis takes it the other way. Down low. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Green dishes to Parsons. And stolen by Drummond. With the floater. Green with the block. Jackson. Green with the rebound. Green's got his 3rd rebound on the night.
Off target right now. 4 straight misses coming out of the half.
He feeds it to McLemore. The 11-footer misses off the left iron.
Because he's such an explosive force down low, the defense threw everything they had at him, and it worked.
Jackson kicks to Harris. The dish now to Bradley. Off the mark and a bad shot there.
Oof, ugly start to the second half. They're still scoreless in their first 5 attempts.
Good looking screen by Gasol to the inside. And Green slams it in.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
If you aren't going to at least step in front of him, you can't be surprised when he throws it down like that.
On the free throw, no good.
You know, when you have injuries, they create opportunities, and JaMychal Green took advantage of this. Here's a guy that's played in the D-League and in France, but he's had pretty much, I would say, in 2016, a breakout season for him.
And Green played mostly in the paint in Alabama, but he's showing Steve he can shoot with range here in the pros.
Well, JaMychal is adding that. Very long, has a lot of athleticism. But the one thing you love about him, his face-up game is getting better and better.
And the first one at the line is good. Hard to believe that a player as talented as Drummond slipped to number 9 in the draft, but that's what happened to him. You knew the potential was there, and you know what? He's lived up to what he can do.
Yeah, and I remember the fears were he was just too raw coming into the NBA. Always had an NBA-ready body, and he is physically imposing at times. But credit him for working hard to play to his strengths. It's why he's developed into a star.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it inbounds that time. Now let's bring up the 2K leaderboard. Here are the top rebounders over the last month. Number 1, Andre Drummond.
He must be spending a lot of time in the weight room because he's shown such strength under the basket.
Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Harris passes to Jackson. Kicks it to Tolliver. Pass to Bradley. Here's the screen. They get it again. Drummond. No good that time. And the Grizzlies leading by 8. Here's Parsons. Some solid defense from Harris.
We know what he's capable of inside. That's a good shot for him. He's kicking himself that he couldn't get it to go.
And the basket by Jackson. And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. Here's Baldwin. He's got 7. Inside. Here's Gasol. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Outside Jackson. And the shot is good. The Grizzly lead has been cut to just 3 points on the basket from Bradley.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Here's Baldwin. Up and in on the layup. Baldwin's got 9.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
Well, he has to be able to use angles. He has to be a great finisher in tight spaces and to be able to throw his little body into the big guys.
And that lead pass allowed him to get straight to the rim unabated in stride.
Green, the screen. Baldwin, the pass to Parsons. Hands it from downtown. He's got 9.
And that's how Parsons makes his living. Great shooter off the catch.
Tolliver for 3. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got assist number 10 tonight with that last one. Here's Baldwin. 9 points in the game so far. Pass to McLemore. Looking to get it going. He takes it up and lays it in. And the Grizzlies lead by 5. Detroit's gone into the 3-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Jackson kicks to Drummond. And that one is good. Drummond's got 22.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Here's Baldwin, guarded by Jackson. Green dishes to Gasol. Memphis moving it around. Parsons passes to Baldwin, pulls up on the elbow. The shot off that time, and the Pistons now going the other way. A three from Bradley. Pistons keep it alive. Here's Harris. No good, shot missing. Memphis leading by 3. Baldwin the pass to Gasol. And stolen by Drummond. Fast break Detroit. Bradley's got the ball. Can't hit from in close.
Obviously, this has been a tough quarter for him, but he's still trying to keep a positive mindset.
No other way to put it, just a poor shooting performance for him, but luckily his teammates have picked up the slack.
And slam dunk by Harris.
And guys, right now the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run for him there.
The defense looks done right now. No hustle or real desire to get stops.
And so here's Memphis. After the basket by Detroit, here's Gasol, and finished off by Gasol.
Marc Gasol scores from so many spots on the floor, utilizing his length and wide frame incredibly well on offense.
Now here's Jackson. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game. Here's Harris. A second chance effort. The Pistons have made 9 free throws in the game, 14 attempts.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor, something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
And the first one drops. A different look here for Detroit. John Lure, he's checked in for Tolliver. Stanley Johnson comes in for Avery Bradley. And Smith subbed in for Reggie Jackson. And Harris drops them both.
When he's at the stripe, you know he is going to bring his best.
Here's Chalmers. Wright sets a screen. And it's out of bounds. The Grizzlies able to retain possession here. Well, folks, tonight a great rebounding game we're watching in progress. And now, you know, with that in mind, let's take a look at the all-time record for rebounds in a single game. How about Wilt Chamberlain with 55 rebounds back on November 24th, 1960.
And guys, that's one of those records that always seemed to me impossible to break. I mean, in the modern era, nobody's even sniffed that 55 rebound mark. I mean, heck, a lot of teams don't get 55 rebounds in a game, and Wilt's owned it since 1960. I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
The Pistons trail, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson. And it's the Grizzlies with the ball. Now Chalmers. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. Here's Smith. Finished off the break. Smith's got 7 points.
And you talk about fighting your way back into a game. They've shown a lot of grit in this comeback.
Tremendous composure on display. When they were down big, they did not panic. They just stuck with the game plan.
And it's slammed in by Davis.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. Detroit's gone 2 of 5 with the three-point shot since coming out of the break. Now here's Marjanovic. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. To the paint, tries again. Here's Chalmers. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It's his first trip to the line. The free throw drops for Chalmers. And so Chalmers nails both of them. Pistons trail by 3. Here's Bullock. To the left side wing. Back to Lure and stolen by Wright. It's taken away by Smith. Johnson in the corner. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Johnson's got his second basket of the game. The Grizzlies have gotten half their shots to drop in the second half up to this point, going 7 of 14. Takes a 3. Rebound, Detroit. Marjanovic has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Johnson kicks to Smith. To the inside, Marjanovic. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Marjanovic has got the lead up to 1 now for the Pistons. Memphis has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Passes it to Harrison. Chalmers against Smith. And the pass to Harrison. Davis in the corner. 5 on the clock. Here's Wright. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Let's take a second to see the teams that have been the toughest inside this season so far. 5th best, the Grizzlies.
I mean, terrific rim protection. I mean, they rotate and help on the inside as well as anybody. And, of course, you want to keep offenses on the outside shooting jump shots, and that continues to be the goal.
Free throw, no good.
The Tar Heel alumni, Brandon Wright. You know, he's an efficient scorer inside. He has a great reputation as a dependable role player.
He hits the second from the line.
Listen, there's no doubt he feels like they should have the lead, but that miss will keep it all tied up.
Chalmers against Smith, and Mario Chalmers gets the whistle that time. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. And the Pistons with possession here. Poked loose.
You know, as this game has gone along, his concentration has deteriorated. They've lost way too many possessions from him turning the ball over.
Detroit's gone 2 of 5 with the 3-point shot since coming out of the break. Bullock passes to Marjanovic. A shake. And the layup is good. Marjanovic has got 7 points.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Davis sets a screen. Off the pick. The shot by Harrison, no good. The Pistons lead it. Smith kicks to Marjanovic. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. 9 points in the game so far.
That pass into the paint, that is a work of art there. Dead on target.
Wright sets a screen. Pass to Harrison. Puts one up from 19. They grab their own miss. And count it. The shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
The Pistons shooting around 44% in this third quarter. And it's White sending it back. Here's Harrison with nobody on him. He buries the jumper. Harrison's got his first points of the game. Bullock passes to Marjanovic. Dishes it to Smith. Back to Marjanovic. And it's Wright sending it back. And he gets it back. Walks it again. They set the screen. Just 4 to shoot. Smith for 3. Grizzlies with the rebound. Wright's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Inside. It's stolen by Smith. And Smith with a clear path to the hoop. He gets that one.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
Memphis trailing here. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Chalmers with it. 5 points in the game. On the wing, Daniels.
This could be a problem. That's his 4th foul with plenty of basketball left to play.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
And on the season, you know, only shooting around 73%, so not necessarily where he'd like to be.
No good on that one. And that trip coming up empty, missing both. Chalmers against Smith. In the corner, Marjanovic with it. With 4 seconds on the clock. The shot that time, not on target. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Pistons lead by 1. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from the Palace of Auburn Hills. And now let's take a listen to Stan Van Gundy on a recent huddle.
Just relax and play the game. Relax and play the game. Relax and play the game.
In case they forgot that, of course, from very invigorating words from Stan Van Gundy, repeating what he'd like to see more of them right now.
Yeah, and I think Coach feels they're getting too caught up in things that don't matter. Resetting their mindsets here. Let's see if it helps.
We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The 4th quarter of action getting started. So on the floor for Memphis, we've got Green. McLemore is out there with Chalmers. And it's Marc Gasol. And it's Daniels in at the 3 spot. Jackson dishes to Drummond. And Harris wide open. He shoots. Buries the long-range jumper. Harris has got the lead up to 4 now for Detroit. Memphis has gotten fewer than half of their 3-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. There's the feed to Daniels. Down low, it's deflected and stolen by Drummond. And here comes Harris leading the fast break. Uses the glass to finish the layup. 10 points for Avery Bradley.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Now, here's Chalmers. Outside, Green. He dishes it to Daniels. Memphis moving it around. And it's out of bounds. The Grizzlies able to retain possession here. Just over a minute played here in the 4th. Just 5 on the clock. Gasol kicks to McLemore.
And that's rough. He did have 3 in the first half, but hasn't had one since.
Knocks it loose. Here's Jackson. The Grizzlies pull it in.
Well, his team is winning. I think he wants to help seal the deal, but maybe shooting the basketball right now may not be the best way to get it done.
Daniels. No good. The Pistons go the other way with it. Back to Bradley. Releases. And it's Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got 7 rebounds in the game. And here's Jackson. There's a screen. And it's Memphis on the break. It'll go, and the Detroit lead is cut down to just 4 points in the bucket from McLemore. The Pistons have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Feeds it to Lure. Off the pick. No good off the front iron.
And if the shot's not there, you've got to understand that. Move the basketball.
Those types of shots are low quality. You're not going to win too many friends on that one.
And the shot goes down.
That's a brain freeze right there from the entire defense. Now is not the time to lose your focus.
Protecting the rim has to be their #1 priority here in crunch time. They need to recognize that immediately.
Here's Bradley. The Grizzlies making the shot. Puts up a 3. Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got 9 rebounds now tonight. Daniels passes to McLemore. Green in the post. Recovering. Chalmers' shot is no good. Detroit's gone 1 of 2 from 3-point range here in the 4th. Bradley, no one around him. And it's Daniels with the rebound. The Grizzlies shooting 49% on the game. They'll take that. And Gasol slams it in.
Fundamentals, guys, using the one-hand slam.
Well, he makes the basics look pretty exceptional. Outside Bradley. Harris kicks to Bradley. Now here's Lure, guarded by Green. Just 5 to shoot. Shoots from the baseline. Detroit, no good that time either. Grizzlies have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the 4th quarter. Chalmers dishes to Gasol. And finished off by Gasol.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
The Pistons trailing. To the middle. Here's Drummond, and he converts the layup. Drummond's got 24 points.
And the D not really doing its job there. A little slow to react to the ball getting into the paint.
Now Chalmers. He kicks it to McLemore. Bradley with some nice D. Outside Jackson. It's Bradley on the wing. Defended by Chalmers. Jumper off the screen. Hope they get it back.
Yeah, just nice hustle there. That work gets them the extra possession.
McLemore, the pass to Chalmers. He feeds it to McLemore. Gasol kicks to Chalmers. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Gasol's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight.
And Gasol just does everything for this team, including putting together some sweet passes.
The dish to Lure. Jackson against Chalmers. Jackson kicks to Harris. From 13, here's Drummond, and the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
And that putback about as easy a bucket as you're going to get.
And you can see one team is working hard on the glass and the other not.
Andre Drummond with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Remarkable scoring display that he's putting on. They have to regroup, stop the momentum, plain and simple. They have to cool him off for a couple of minutes. One strategy they might employ is to force him to work hard on the defensive end and to try and sap some of his energy.
Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for Lure. Memphis also making some changes. Chandler Parsons, he's checked in for Troy Daniels. And Baldwin subbed in for Mario Chalmers. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Kevin, during that last break, I heard David Fizdale talking to his team. This is a close game, as you know, and he sounded extremely confident. He told the players, don't let up now, fellas. This is when we make our move, right now. Kevin?
The defender took away the airspace, crowded him. That changed the shot.
Outside Jackson. Outside Bradley to take the lead. They get it again. Here's Drummond, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. It goes on Chandler Parsons. That free throw, no good. And that drops, so they now lead by one.
Yeah, that's a big miss right there. Now only a 1-point lead.
Gasol up top. Green, the screen, off the screen, and finished off by Parsons.
Parsons can go down and flush it on you if you let him. He has some sneaky hops.
Outside Jackson. Harris setting the pick for Bradley. Tolliver for three. That's good. Basket number 5 on a 5-for-8 night shooting. Time running low, guys, and somebody has got to win this one.
Yeah, well, who knows? We might need overtime in this one. It's been that kind of a game.
Here's Baldwin, and stolen by Harris. And now it's Bradley running. He can go all the way. Count that one. Now it's a 4-point Detroit lead.
Yeah, he hasn't had much luck getting shots to fall here. Just 2 of 7 down the stretch.
Left side Parsons. 14 feet away. Rebound by the Pistons. Drummond's got his 20th rebound here tonight. Saw that coming.
He just looks uncomfortable offensively, really over the course of the whole game, and is killing his team.
Now here's Drummond. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Tolliver. Second free throw, no good.
And that one miss shouldn't be too costly because he was able to make it a 2-possession game. He looked clumsy on that one. He was not going to get away with that.
The Grizzlies trail by 5. Parsons outside. McLemore with a screen for Gasol. That's good from Parsons on the assist by Gasol. Gasol's got 6 assists here tonight. Jackson kicks to Bradley. And he can't bank that one in. Kicks to Parsons. From past the arc. Detroit with the rebound. Here's Harris. A rebound by Gasol. Gasol's got 11 rebounds in the game. In the corner, it's Harris. And out of bounds as Memphis gains possession. The Grizzlies trail by 3. Here's Baldwin. On the wing, Green. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
You've got to love the journey JaMychal Green has taken to get into the league, really clawing his way into this team's rotation thanks to his tremendous work ethic.
First free throw is good. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Detroit's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Bradley kicks to Jackson. Back to Bradley. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. And the Pistons lead by 3.
And that's exactly what they're going for on that shot.
Gasol against Drummond, and it's sent back by Drummond. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Drummond. Drummond working against Gasol. They get it again. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
They get that one, but guys, on the night, that's been the problem, securing the ball.
And it's tied up with that one.
What I like about Marc Gasol, you get everything. Scoring, passing, block shots, rebounding. He's a total package.
Here's Drummond, rejected by Gasol. Here's McLemore to take the lead, and it's sent back by Drummond. Here's Baldwin. Chance there to take the lead, missing. Pistons shooting 32% in the fourth, perhaps looking a bit tired. Bradley. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Bradley's got 10 points here in the second half.
Unbelievable basket. I mean, giving up a lot of height there, but he was not to be denied.
That's getting it done. He's turning it up a notch now that things are getting heated.
Detroit with the ball. The Grizzlies making the shot. Harris outside. Impressive fadeaway right there. We've got 1:48 left to play here in the fourth. Baldwin the pass to Parsons. To the wing on the left. Green the screen. McLemore dishes to Green. Now Detroit moving it up. Bradley's got the ball. Offensive rebound. That's tipped. Here's Baldwin. 1:16 left in the fourth quarter. And Gasol slams it in.
The calm attitude of Gasol, not letting the moment overwhelm him. Just taking his time and finishing off the bucket.
Now here's Jackson. Drummond the screen. Harris kicks to Drummond. Another shot. McLemore with the ball. Pass to Baldwin. It's stolen by Harris. And now the Pistons fast break. Money!
As clutch a shot as I have ever seen.
The difference is he wanted it. There was no way he was letting anybody else take that shot.
Here's Baldwin. Passes it to Gasol. Dishes to Green. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And they had a foul to give, but you want to use it on the ground.
He hits the first one, and that narrows the gap to 1. Both good from the line that time.
Fantastic job stepping up and knocking those 2 down. That's got to be a huge confidence builder.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. The score is tied at 107. 32 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Drummond. The pass to Tolliver. Drummond the screen. Harris kicks to Drummond. Gonna go that time. Good D by Gasol. Here's McLemore. Nobody near Parsons. Buries the triple.
Parsons with the easy release to drill home the three.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. They trail by 3. 11 seconds left in the fourth quarter. "11 seconds left in the fourth. Here's Harris. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Grizzlies will take it. And so here's Memphis. And he commits the intentional foul.
Yeah, you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. Second of 2 is good. That gives them a 4-point cushion. Now a timeout called by Detroit. They're behind by 4. 3 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Guys, what's your take?
And I'm sure the coach is telling them it ain't over till it's over. Yeah, but I don't know.
D2 from Tolliver. Back to Jackson. So a close game sees Memphis take this one. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for him, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
And that's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much. Mark, how do you break down what went well for your team in winning this game tonight?
Just a good all-around night. We believe that in the fourth quarter, I think we did a good job of, staying in the game. We just believe. On to the next one.
Yeah, this is a veteran team, and you guys showed your experience down the stretch. Thanks, Mark. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. And now we'll head over to the studio with Ernie Johnson.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson, along with Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Marc Gasol.
There's not many legitimate centers in the NBA anymore, but Marc Gasol is legit. You got to worry about him everywhere on the floor. He'll beat you with his D or his post game.
It's a testament how hard he worked to find good looks. Not everyone is going to show the discipline he did tonight. Sometimes when you start feeling it, you start letting, loose a little bit. And you start taking some tough shots. He was solid all the way.
And that'll wrap things up. Thank you for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, for Kenny the Jet Smith, for Kevin Harlan, wherever he might be, and for the rest of the 2K Sports crew, the best in the business. This is Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.